Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion. Now today I have two awesome guests with me. First of all, it's your favorite YouTuber, your one and only, the daddy himself, and yes, I'm saying it, he's not saying it, Geekdom 101. Geekdom, why don't you say hi?
I thought you were talking about MJ for a minute there, because he's certainly my favorite.
He is pretty awesome, but you gave it away. MJ from Geekless TV, how did you say hi?
What's going on, guys? MJ from Geekless TV here.
I've never heard, literally every single time he's on my videos, he's just like, yeah, hi, whatever. Anyway, guys.
He does sound pretty high, right?
He's been calling for his bed this whole time.
Let's do the fucking video, man. The fuck?
This is how one of my videos started, just kind of all over the place. Anyway, guys, today I brought on these two awesome guys, and we're going to talk about, basically, in my opinion, we're going to break down two of the most impactful scenes in Dragon Ball Super thus far, and we're going to talk about why or why not they were either good or they kind of copped out of what they were trying to do in any way, sense, shape, or form, and whether or not they were kind of seen as the right thing for each fan base or whatever. I don't really know where I'm going with this, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Basically, I'm talking about Black killing Bulma in Future Trunks' timeline, and then also in the loop timeline that Zamasu is explaining in the last couple episodes here was him getting Goku's body and going and killing Chichi and Goten. Now, for me, these are kind of two on par the most impactful scenes for the entire series thus far. They really kind of put into perspective just how dark this arc has been. In fact, how dark this arc is compared to almost anything else that we've seen in Super. But I honestly have to say, if I'm going to tell you which one was more impactful and for what reason, it had to be the Goten and Chichi one. Just because we actually got to see the impact of someone like Goku, like Goku's body, not just Goku himself, but Black, actually killing Goten and Chichi. Even though it was kind of, I guess you would say, they kind of cut away from it. But in my perspective, when actually it was Black, kills Zamasu, or Goku, whatever you want to say, and then basically jumps after Goten and Chichi, we hear that scream. The style, the art style goes completely simplistic. It's almost like a freaking storyboard where they didn't animate it or anything, just to emphasize and punctuate the point that Goten and Chichi just died here, and it was very impactful. Versus basically a black blob, in my opinion, killing Bulma in the future. What do y'all think about this? Geekdom?
Well, I think what made I see where your point, and I know we had a discussion about this, a while back off air. I think what they did with both of these death scenes is, if you notice, they didn't actually show the death. They did like a, like you said, like kind of an artistic thing. With the Bulma death, they kind of just had the whole thing fade to black and do that little spin fade thing, and you just saw the explosion. And then with the Chi-Chi Goten death, it was more, like you said, it would kind of look like the Take On Me video. Take on me. Take on me. I don't know what you call that effect. But I think
it's a storyboard kind of thing, like an animated storyboard for the most part.
I mean, I think obviously seeing the wife and the kid die, I mean, that's some Steven Seagal. That was the beginning of every Steven Seagal movie, bro. His wife, his wife and his kid die, bro. But the Bulma death, I think, was more impactful for Dragon Ball fans because, number one, Bulma was looking at the face, and I've seen the meme all over the web. She was looking at the face of the guy who was her oldest friend and all that, and then she was killed. And also, I think that for a lot of us, the hardcore fans, I think after 46 episodes of just clown show crap, right? I don't know why. You know what I mean? After 46 episodes of these guys just goofing off, and this tournament that had no stakes, we actually see an impactful death. And you're right in that it's future Bulma, it's not present Bulma, but it's still Bulma. It's still a character who we did have some stock in, especially if you watch DBZ, if you watch the Trunks special. She comes off very warm, very caring. She's it's almost like seeing Trunks and her together is very heartwarming because she's pretty much all he has left. And seeing her die like that was just I'll never forget the reaction on Twitter and amongst people who I was texting, like Dino, just we were all just shocked, bro. After 46 episodes of this Monday Night Raw freaking, nothing matters crap, we just got like good stuff. And then, but the Chichi Goten death was kind of like, whoa, like it just kind of took me aback here. But it's interesting because what they're doing with Super is they're having these deaths, but they're not really impacting the overall story because they're alternate timeline deaths. Both of them are. Chi-Chi and Goten are okay. President Bulma is okay. So it's one of those things where they're okay. But as far as which one was better, bro, I don't know. But obviously the one with the wife and kid's going to have a little bit more impact in general because, like I said, it's a wife and kid. The Steven Seagal plot. So, you know what I mean? And you also saw him stab Goku and you see him go down. Like, that still kind of disturbs me, bro, that whole scene, bro. And the fact that he told him right in front of him, like, to his face, like, let me tell you what I did to your wife and kid. Like, damn, dude, like, and I remember I tweeted out, I hate Zamasu. I remember I said that, I said I hate him. Like, this is not even one of those things where I can sit back and say, man, Cell's a cool villain. No, I hate Zamasu. I want him to go down. These people who made Super, bro, elicited an emotional reaction in a grown-ass man like me where I actually want to see this non-existent fictional character, bro. This fictional cartoon character. I want to see him get beat up, bro. It takes a lot of work to make me actually hate a piece of paper that you flip a bunch of times and you shoot with a camera. And they did it, dude. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
MJ.
Oh, I think Danny would agree with this. When in wrestling you're creating the perfect heel, you want those people to throw shit at them. You want them to like key their cars. Like, they want these guys. They want the crowd or the audience watching them, the viewers, to really, really, really hate the character that they've created. And Super created this fictional character in Zamasu. I think everyone wants to see him get his teeth knocked down his throat. You know what I mean? And I would have to sort of agree with you, Mark, in the fact that Goten and Chi-Chi's death was probably worked a little bit better. Now, I would agree with Geekdom that the Bulma death was probably a bit more impactful with like the hardcore fans and people who are just hardcore fans of like Bulma and Goku in general, you know what I mean? Especially from the beginning of Dragon Ball. But it was done better with Goten and Chi-Chi. Like, that scene, dude, like, with just him farming and, like, just Goten there next to him. And it's like Goten was, studying? Or he was drawing? Or he was doing something? And then he just all of a sudden switches bodies. And then you see, like, Chi-Chi come and she's, like, freaking out. And they witness Zamasu kill Goku, or, Goku and Zamasu's body. And they're tearing up, bro. They're crying. Chi-Chi's in tears. And she grabs Goten and that's just a scene that is really... I'll tell you this. If it was Goku that was holding up Bulma and not just like a... It is Goku. I know that from a story point of view. It is Goku, but if they actually drew Goku and not just a chunky silhouette, with red eyes and a big head, kind of like me, right, Danny? But anyways...
Big ass head. Not as big as mine, but it is big.
But instead of just drawing like a chunky silhouette holding Bulma, you know what I mean? I think if it actually was Goku Black... holding them, and that's what they drew, it probably would have been really, really impactful. That probably would have been the biggest death in the history of Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball, topping Krillin's death in Dragon Ball, topping Goku and Vegeta's sacrifices. That would have been huge, you know what I mean? But I kind of agree with you that I think the Goten and Chi-Chi death was worked a little bit better. It was choreographed a little bit better. It just worked better, Bulma death, I think a bit more impactful, but it could have been way better.
Yeah, personally, just to kind of go off of like basically what you just said, MJ, and what Geekdom was saying earlier was, this whole meme that's going around. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this video is because I was even I think Wolfpack Vegeta requested this one from me a couple weeks ago or a week ago. He said that I should give my thoughts on exactly why I feel like the whole Bulma death was a missed opportunity, and it's almost because of that meme, because that meme. Bulma's dying or Bulma being killed by Black is kind of a subjective meme. It's not, we're sitting there going, oh, she looked into the face of her oldest friend as she died.
But she knew that it wasn't him, right?
No, I'm talking about, okay, this is my problem with it, and this is why I feel like if I'm going to make I agree that after 46 episodes, that was the scene that we needed to kickstart this arc. And either way they were going to do it, whether it's the way they were doing it or any other way that they could have done it, was probably the best way to do it, because just having future Bulma die, regardless of any consequences, is something that was really awesome, or something that we needed to see as a fan base. But at the same time, we needed to see it, if you understand what I mean. Like, you can't just have this black blob go in and kill her just because you're trying to make some kind of point, or you're trying to keep it away.
Did you just say black blob? I don't know why I found that.
Okay, so what you're saying, Mark, is you wanted to actually see Goku black. You wanted to see the spiky hair. You wanted to see Goku's face. You wanted to see that, right?
I don't necessarily want to see it. I want to see Bulma seeing it. I want to see Bulma seeing it. I want to see, which Super has not shied away from at any level, to see flashbacks, either in that episode or in that moment of her death, of her meeting Goku and them going on all the adventures they went together, knowing that these two characters are the people who actually started the series, the friendship that has kind of lasted throughout this entire series, and see how that ultimately ends, even if it's in the future context. Being able to see that and see her seeing that, and not just sit there and go, well, yeah, that's exactly what she saw. We don't know that because we didn't see it happen. We're just insinuating that it did. And at the same time, if we look at the whole Goten and Chichi, if we look at the aftermath of that scene versus the aftermath of the Goten Chichi dying, it's a complete contrast. Because honestly, one thing I remember, Geekdom and I made a video about this on his channel, about like the 10 things that we wanted to see from the Future Trunks arc. Was basically, one of the things was, I want to see Trunks not being able to look at Bulma because he failed her, because he's the only one who could have protected the future, and he wasn't able to do it again. And when he goes back into time, he's not even remotely ashamed of himself, and he can definitely look at his mother, and he can talk to her, and he doesn't shy away from it, even though he was basically responsible for not being able to protect her, even though that's kind of a terrible thing to say. But at the same time, you look at the aftermath of the Goten and Chi-Chi death, was Goku explodes. He has one of the best fight scenes in the entire show thus far. And then, like, even the next episode, we have Chi-Chi basically just making sure that Goten's okay, even though she knows, or she should rightfully know, that it was in the future, not something that's actually present. So, I mean, just the impact that we've seen, how it kind of affected the characters going forward, I have a hard time not considering that the most impactful scene in this series thus far.
Well, to counter that, when Future Trunks did arrive, Vegeta was pretty pissed. You guys can fact check me on this, but wasn't he kind of pissed? Like, after he heard about Bulma dying, he went into the gravity room, right? And he was
he was pissed.
And he was like,
yeah,
I'll make him pay, that bastard, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he was. Which, again, is better development for Vegeta, bro, because he actually cares about other people now, which I like.
Yeah, he definitely does. But, yeah, guys, like, anything else y'all want to say about this? Like, counter that anymore or something? I forgot about that.
Well, no matter which scene you think is the more impactful, we can at least agree that this arc has actually got some balls. You know what I mean? We're actually seeing some balls here. I mean, they haven't gone all out to actually kill a main character from the main timeline, but there's still balls here. And this is going to sound weird, but I'll take small balls over big balls. I mean, no, I'd rather have big balls, but I'll take small balls over no balls. How about that?
No, I completely agree. I feel like this is something that Super's been needing, and what they're giving us, like, almost week to week now, has been just on par with classic Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. Maybe even right now with the fighting and stuff, maybe Dragon Ball Z, but some of the stuff in Super has been on par with Dragon Ball.
I think we're all forgetting here about the Zamasu who lost his life to Lord Beerus. R.I.P. that Zamasu. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, because I feel real bad for him.
That's the most impactful scene. Anyway, guys, please make sure to go check out these guys if you haven't already. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. Please go make sure to check them out. They're going to be in the description below. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for joining us on this video. Please make sure in the comments section below to tell us which scene you think is the most impactful.
And make sure you pick the right answer, okay?
The right one. The one that we agreed in this video in unison was the right one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, tell us which one y'all think is, or, anything that we're not thinking about. What are the other impactful scenes? If you say Bulma being slapped, I mean, I guess that's a viable answer.
Slapped?
That was pretty... That was pretty cinematic in the series.
The beers. Well, yeah, it was. I agree.
He's like, he slapped her and it's like 4 different angles in like slow motion.
And it's like the one where Goku got shot through the heart. Like that could have been one, but it's like they had Senzu, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you fooling? Who are you trying to fool here?
But at the same, or you know, honestly,
Santa
another
Claus
one
is real. Come on.
Another one I really liked, just to end the video, I really liked Fidel going Super Saiyan, or like a faux Super Saiyan. I like that. But the ritual was cool.
You for that, bro. That scene where people were clickbaiting, Videl Super Saiyan? OMFG!
I didn't do it. The point is, like, I like that scene. I'm just saying.
The Pan and Goku one was good too.
That was also really good. I don't know why he didn't take her up on the Nimbus, but I guess it's Goten's now.
That's true.
Anyway, guys, we're going to catch y'all in the next video. Thank y'all guys for joining me.
Bye.